What's going on, guys? This is Levi with Bush Bros Plumbing, and again, we are at Legacy at Riverdale. Today, we are working on the water lines. We were dispatched out for excessive water usage per day. I believe the numbers was right at 15,000. After looking at the property, we found a few little issues. We fixed some gate valves and all that fun stuff, but there is a lot of water pouring out of the middle section of the complex. Got a little bit turned around. That is going to be right here. And as you can see from the Google Maps, you can see a little bit of surface water up here. But for the most part, it is going into the storm drain on the left. So let me go ahead and show you what we've done so far, and kind of go over what we want to do. So each of these red dots on here are actually valves that control something or another. If they're right up on a building like this one, that controls that building, and so on. The water lines are being fed by both sides of the complex. So we're having issues with shutting off water to this middle section, to the main lines going to the valves, because it's fed from the left side of the property and the right side of the property. So we were turning off the left side, it still had water, turned that back on, turned on the left side, it still had water, until we finally turned it all off and the middle shut off. This is what the water lines look right here in blue. We were able to track down all these water lines using our water line locator. Right now in this section, there is galvanized copper, PVC, and blue poly water line. Going to our actual problem area right here, this line right here is actually blue poly. It goes over here into the grass area, and you have a pinhole right as it goes into the T. This water line is about 4 feet deep. The different areas range between 2 feet and 6 feet. Just kind of depends on which side you're on. So with our discovery, this is the problems that we found so far. These two valves here are shot. This one is stuck closed. That happened when we shut down both sides of the property. Basically, the water left out of the pipe and the gate valve actually dropped. We're unable to get it back to up. So what we actually had to do is run a new water line from this building to this building. Is temporary, but it solved the problem of this building not having water. So we do need to repair this valve here, and this valve does not even work. So this is stuck in the open position, this is stuck in the closed position. So good fun stuff there. In addition, we have a main water leak here, and that is the main source where water is pouring out. In my opinion, that is about 15,000 gallons, or very close to it. We did repair a couple gate valves that were leaking, but that's not substantial enough for that volume of water. As far as the plan of attack to fix this, I'll send over a good, better, best option, but I'm going to show you what the best option would be. So since these two valves are having issues, I think it would be best to go ahead and delete them both. And since that water line also has issues, we would grab hold here where the actual water leak is, dig up this valve, go ahead and delete it, dig up this valve, go ahead and delete that as well. When I say delete, so the valve is there, and that is a PVC line. We'll just go ahead and get rid of it, and it'll still feed the building. The best course of action would be to put a valve box here, a real nice big valve box like the other side of the property, and that in turn would control this entire section. It's really nice to be able to control water, because in an emergency you can shut down that and all the other tenants wouldn't lose their water privileges for the day. Like I said, it's about 4 foot deep here at the T. We've already dug that up and exposed that. I'll show you some pictures and videos of that. Running a new copper line all the way across, putting it in a box, PRV valve, backflow, and continue on. Dig up this box, cut out everything except for the pipe, put new pipe in, and this right here is like this big dip in the parking lot. I want to say it dips down about a foot, and then the valve is another 2 feet down. I mean, it's pretty. It's a substantial dip. It'll eat a tire all day long. I want to fill that in with crush and run, that make this not even be needed anymore. So fill up this and fill up this one, crush and run, put concrete over it, never have to touch it or see it or have any issues out of it ever again. So once the line is actually done, it would look something like this, with a valve box here that controls the whole system. This line right here actually services D building and whoops, got a little ahead of myself here. This line actually services D building, and currently it is broken, and we have a temporary water line running over from D building to, I believe that's B building. Like I said, that valve is broken, so we just got to get that taken care of, and everybody will have permanent water forever. On Thursday, we decided to mark out where we thought the leak was actually originating from, and we were only about 26 inches off from that little circle that was on top of the asphalt. We exposed a 2-inch galvanized T, which is right at the bottom of the screen, and a 2-inch blue poly water line going into a forward fitting. Underneath there is 8-inch ductile line, but it's in good condition. Moving over to the water meter, we found a PVC T with a broken gate valve. That's what we call a butterfly valve, and it is in the locked closed position, and we cannot return water to it. We are here, Bush Bros Plumbing. In regards to this valve right here, this valve is broken. That is feeding that building. This valve goes over, feeds that valve, which is also broken. It's broken in the on position, this is broken in the off position. This goes over, feeds that building, that building, that building, and that building. It is fed by this line. You see the concrete cuts. Somebody did some work in here at one time. And the grass, it turns, and it's fed by a T right here that goes over, feeds that building and that building. So we have a main leak here. We have a main leak here. Get that wrapped up. So what I'm thinking is going to be the best solution is, since this is blue poly water line running over into the grass, I don't know how far it goes. What is best is going to be grab hold of this T. Where that pipe is sticking out is where the leak is. Put a curb stop valve on there. Sleeve it up. So this would be a zone that shuts off this entire section. Run a new water line over to the grass, and we could either put a zone there or just tie it in. So we could either have a zone here or a zone in the grass. Other option is to just patch it and hope for the best. But blue poly is not known for longevity. So that's all for now. So I hope that answered all the questions that you guys had regarding the water leak itself. We do have more information on both sides of the property, the valves and stuff of that nature. I didn't include in this video, but I'll put on paper and give to management.